To guide us through this process. Uh, Thank you very much. So my name is Abdullah Njai. I will be the one moderating for this webinar tonight. With me, I have my able assistant, that is the Welfare Department, Madam Senabu. Sanyang will be co-moderating with me. I would definitely urge for all of us to mute our mic if we are not speaking, and then raise your hand in case you want to say something. And that is during the question and answer session, not for now. So without much ado, I would welcome our president to welcome the guests, our honorable guests, and everyone here. Over to you, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Abdullah. Thank you for giving me the um, um, good evening, everyone. Good evening, distinguished guests. His Excellency.
Sorry, it is
Hi.
break. Yeah, it's kind of breaking. Maybe you need the device to be a bit closer to you.
Okay. How about that? Then I will not be visible. Let me off my video.
Yeah, I think the voice is
Um,
more important for now.
Good evening, everyone. Distinguished guests. His Excellency, the Ambassador Mustapha Jawara, with the embassy members, that is Antifatu, Antipenda, and all the students present here. It is indeed a privilege for me to be here today as the president of Gambian student in India here. We gather here to delve on a very important topic, that is the roles of youths in national development. Youths are often referred as the backbone of the nation, possesses the energy, fresh perspective, and innovative ideas needed to drive progress and changes. Our presence here as students from the Gambia studying in vibrant educational environment of India underscore the potential that collaboration and education can unlock. As we explore to this topic, let us reflect on the words of Nelson Mandela, who once said, young people are capable, when arose, of bringing down the towers of oppressions and raising the banners of freedom. Today, we aim not only to understand the pivotal role we play, but also ignite the flames of inspiration and will guide us in contributing the development of our beloved nation. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency the Ambassador for gracing this opportunity with his presence. Your support and encouragement amplified our determination to actively participate in the shaping of the brighter future for the Gambians. Let us embark on this journey of discussion and discovery. Exploring the young minds of today can pave ways to stronger tomorrow. And then I would also like to encourage all our members here, all the students. I know we live in an environment that is that is not very conducive because we are away from our nations. So we must face so many challenges. But let us not also forget about the topic that we are discussing today. That is the role of youth in national development. We might have a lot of challenges as students, that we would like to address to the ambassador. But let us not forget about the topic. The topic of discussion today is role of youth in national development. If you want to come on other issues, can come later. But please let us focus on the topic first, and then we can address other challenges later, please. And we want everything to be so diplomatic and so respectful for today, so that we can give opportunities for those that will be coming next time, inshallah. And I thank you all for your attendance. I thank you all for being present here for the meeting. Please, thank you all. Thank you. Back to you, Abdullah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam President. Thank you for those warm welcome. I hope the ambassador is well at home. I would just want to share the agenda with you, which I would have started with. If you can follow on my screen, you're seeing the agenda for the today's night. This is what I've done the players as well as the opening remark. So the next event would be the introduction of the executive members, and then followed by the brief biography of His Excellency the Honorable Ambassador. That is to be done by my able co-moderator. And then we have the speech of the Honorable guest, then the question and answer session, then the closing remarks. This the tonight's program and activities. So, having said that, I will now move to the next the agenda. That is the introduction of the executive uh, to the Honorable Ambassador and his team. Most of us are familiar now with the new executive, but I believe not yet with the ambassador and his team. As I said, he is our president here, so having his cabinet or having his colleagues or staffs here would be important for him to know some of us that are working in the executive for the welfare of the Gambian students. So first of all, I would invite Madam President to introduce herself to the ambassador, especially, and then followed by the president. Over to you, Madam.
All right, but my video again. I think okay. Am I audible?
Yes, please, carry on.
Okay, my name is Adam Maba. I am the president of Gambia Student in India. I am in my final year doing microbiology and studying in Marhaja Sayajirao University of Baroda in Gujarat. Thank you, Abdullah.
Thank you, Madam. Followed by the Vice President. Over to you, Vice President.
Good evening, Honorable. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay. Good evening, Honorable, and the entire team from the embassy, and good evening to you all. I am Ibrahim Ambo, the current Vice President of the Gambian Students in India Association. I am delighted to have you here, actually, and I am currently studying at Delhi University, pursuing Bachelor of Commerce honors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. We next have invited the SD, Secretary General of the Association. Over to you, Mr. SD. Uh, do we have the Assistant SD? Mr. Assistant SD, over to you, please.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Please, we would want you to.
Am I audible?
Yes, please. Would you please on your camera for His Excellency to be able to see you?
Um,
Or you on
sorry, I'm currently on the way. I'm going back to
it's
the
fine.
campus.
It's fine. Carry on, please.
All right. My name is Omar Jallo. I'm currently in my final year at Lovely Professional University. I'm pursuing BCom. I'm the Assistant Secretary General of the current Executive Council of the GAM IND. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. SD. We now invite the PRS department. Mr. Piaro, can you introduce yourself, please?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, His Excellency. I am Sirif Bas, the current PRO of the Gambia Indian students in India. I'm pursuing my BA in Gujarat University, RRU. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll now invite the Secretary, Finance Secretary, to introduce himself to His Excellency. Do we have the Auditor General, please? Auditor, can you please introduce yourself?
Um, Good evening, sir, and all the supportive staffs. Well, I'm greeting you all. My name is Aliu Sise. I'm in Chandigarh. I'm doing my Bachelor of Commerce honors in Accounting and Finance in Punjab University, Chandigarh. Well, we are very great and thankful to have you guys here. Thank you so much. I am the Auditor General of the Saving Executive of the GAM Indian account. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Auditor General. Do we have the Assistant PRS to introduce himself, please?
Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. I am Mohamedullah Amin Wage, the current Assistant PRS of the Association of Gambian Students in India. I am currently a student at Gujarat University. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wage. We also invite Mr. Assistant Academic Department to introduce himself.
Okay, greetings everyone. Greetings, His Excellency and all the staffs present here. My name is Esa So. I'm the Assistant Academic Secretary. I'm pursuing Bachelor's of Science in Biochemistry at Gujarat University, second year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shaw. I'll invite next the Assistant Social Welfare to introduce himself, please. If he is not yet around, we invite the organizer.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Greetings, everyone. Greetings to the Honorable High Commissioner. My name is Modlamin Jeng. I'm studying aeronautical engineering in Gujarat Technological University. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jeng. Now back to the two, that is the moderator and the assistant, the cook. We now invite the social welfare madam to introduce herself, who is also standing as my assistant moderator here.
Good evening, His Excellency, and all the members of the embassy that joined us today, and all the members of the association. I greet you all. My name is Seina Usanyang, a student of Lovely Professional University. I'm pursuing Bachelor's in Town Planning Architecture. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Sanyang, and thank you, everyone. Finally, we have some two that are missing, but I know later they will join us. That is the SD and the other guy. I am Abdullah Njai, the academic secretary of the 7 Executive Member Association. I am in Gujarat, Rajkot City, studying computer application in Marwadi University, sir. Thank you for having you and the entire team from the embassy. We appreciate your participation, please. We would want to recognize the presence of the PhD scholars as well. I believe we have some PhD scholars among us that are also within this meeting. So we appreciate all of their participation. Madam President.
Yes, I was like, for Antipenda and Antifadu, maybe they can introduce
Please.
themselves. So for the opportunity of other students might only hear their name, but they don't know them in
Please.
person and their positions at least. Yeah.
Please, that is right. That is right because for the SD we have his, for the His Excellency we have his biography, but for them, you're right.
Yes,
So
exactly.
now call on Antifatu to please introduce herself to the association members here. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I think we should follow protocol. Miss Pena should introduce herself first as the Chancellor, then I will come. You let Miss Pena to introduce herself first, then I will follow.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry for that. We might not know how the hierarchy is going on
Yeah.
there, so that is why. Ms. Penda, please, Madam Penda, can you go ahead? Yes, thank you.
Good evening, and Antifatu, that wouldn't have been a problem at all. Respect to you, and thank you to the Gambian Students Association in India. Thank you, Excellency, for including us in this webinar so that we would have an interaction with the Gambian youth. Me being part of youth, because I am a youth as well, I appreciate the initiative for organizing this. My name is Pendanjai. I'm the counselor at the Gambia High Commission in India. It is true that you do not know me yet. I just got posted here 3 months ago. I have met some of you like Mr. Mbo, Adama, Shirif Bas was interning under our office. And then we had a good time. And I would open my doors to everybody. This would be the beginning. Please do not hesitate to contact us anytime you need anything. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Penda. Thank you for having me here. We will now call on Antifatu to also introduce herself. Thank you. Over to you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I am Auntie Ajifatu Juf, or call me Auntie Fatu or whatever. I am the first secretary. This is my 10th or 11th month. I have interacted with some of you, most of you, all that I call my son, my daughters. You are my sons, you are my daughters. And this meeting that you call is just a continuation of what we started. As rightly Ms. Penda said, she just started 3 months ago under the able leadership of our High Commissioner, Mr. Mustapha Jawara, who is very level-headed, who was once a student as well. We've all gone through what you've gone, and we're looking forward to stronger ties that have already been cemented between the embassy and the student unions of India. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Auntie Fatu, for those words. We definitely appreciate your participation here. And thank you to the entire team of the consulate or the embassy in India here. We will now move on with the agenda to invite my able co-moderator, Ms. Senabu Sanyang, to give us a brief bio of His Excellency, our guest speaker tonight. Madam Sanyang, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Njai. With this, I greet you all again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's session. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker today, who is going to talk to us about the role of youth in national development. Our speaker is a renowned expert in the field and has achieved great success in his career. Our guest speaker holds an associate degree in applied science, in information systems, network administration, and support. Our speaker went further to pursue a bachelor's degree in applied science from Campbell University, RTP campus, North Carolina, and an MSc in information systems from Walden University, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Before his appointment in November 2020 as High Commissioner of the Republic of the Gambia to India, with concurrent accreditation to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and the Maldives. Our speaker also worked at the Friday Institute for Educational Innovation, North Carolina University, as a technology analyst. He is active in numerous organizations as a board member. Our guest speaker's passion for his work is truly inspiring, and I'm confident that his insights and expertise will leave a lasting impact on us after this discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to His Excellency, the High Commissioner of the Republic of the Gambia to India, Mr. Mustapha Jawara. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so kind of you.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Sanyang. I believe we have chosen the best guest of speaker tonight. Having you within us definitely is a pleasure. We now hand over you the mic to definitely do the introduction. Over to you, sir.
Very good. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you, all of you, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Gambians. It is a profound honor and privilege to share this virtual platform with you this evening. We congratulate the new executive of the Gambian Students Association in India for organizing this crucial conversation and selecting this urgent and pertinent topic, the role of the youth in national development. However, allow us to recognize the outgoing executive team for doing a tremendous good job, laying the foundation for the current team to sail smoothly. The High Commission has had one-on-one meetings with them. We know their potential. We know how hard they have worked to better this association. And we have no doubts that the present the president of the Gambian Students Association in India, will lead her team well to foster cooperation, understanding, and friendship under the true spirit of the One Gambia, One People slogan. Please permit me to first acknowledge our youngsters' great potential and power before going into the team's relevance. The Gambian students in India, as the youth, you are the heart and soul of our country, what the French called la crème de la crème, the cream of the cream, the best of the best. Undoubtedly, the continuous growth of our beloved Gambia depends on your hopes, dreams, aspirations, and energies. The youth of any country are the torch bearers of progress now, not just the leaders of tomorrow. Your inspiration and creative thinking have the power to make important changes and move our country in the direction of prosperity. Therefore, it is our collective responsibility to give you the resources, chances, and platforms you need to succeed and have an impact. More than ever, the mechanics of development are undergoing a seismic transformation because of the impact of technology, globalization, and interconnection. It is crucial that you actively participate in and adjust to such developments. You must become active participants, creators of your own destiny, and agents of transformation rather than merely passive observers. The youth of the Gambia have a lot of promise in various areas, including politics, business, academia, the arts, and culture. You may realize your potential and significantly contribute to the country's growth if you have access to a high quality education, entrepreneurship, mentorship, and supportive environment. Additionally, you have a distinct viewpoint, frequently unhindered by conventional wisdom and constraints. You are better at accepting innovation and taking chances, which are important for transformational change. Your original thoughts and viewpoints are crucial for coming up with practical solutions to the problems our country is currently facing. Nevertheless, for you to genuinely reach your potential, we, including me, must build an inclusive society that respects your strengths and gives you the tools you need to succeed. This effort must ensure equal access to healthcare, education, and employment opportunities, regardless of gender, race, or socioeconomic status. Additionally, investing in youth-focused policies like apprenticeship programs, entrepreneurship, internships, and mentorship initiatives can give you the knowledge and experiences needed to compete in a labor market that is fast changing. Let us highlight the fact that the Gambia is home to one of the youngest populations in Africa. This leaves us with no choice. Finally, we want to highlight how important it is for our country to empower young people. Our kids are the foundation of the Gambia's bright future. Our shared obligation is to foster their abilities, support their aspirations, and provide them with the opportunity to effectively contribute to the country's growth towards unbounded prosperity as clearly outlined in the 2018 to 2021 National Development Plan by His Excellency President Adama Barrow. We want you to realize your full potential, have lofty aspirations, and actively participate in determining the course of our country. We must clearly understand that your aspirations, concepts, and vigor are priceless resources that have the potential to make the Gambia a prosperous and welcoming nation. Therefore, we sincerely thank the Gambian Students Association in India once more for planning this webinar and choosing a subject that perfectly captures our shared ambitions. We hope our discussions are beneficial, and we look forward to seeing the outstanding contributions you young people will make to advancing our beloved Gambia. We pray that our discussions will be fruitful. Thank you so much. May God bless the youth of the Smiling Coast. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, Rabbi, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Indeed, youth being the custodians of the future, I think it is definitely, the best time to have you and have us here discussing about the future development of the nation. As you stated, youth are the hearts and souls of this generation. So we're definitely very pleased to have you and happy with those statements. These are definitely remarkable, and I believe my colleagues here will definitely have a good takeaway of those wise words. As you stated, entrepreneurship, apprenticeship, and the list goes on are some of the key things that one or youths can use to help or to contribute their quota in the national development plan, as you stated by His Excellency. Thank you very much once again. Without much ado, we will just move on to the next on the agenda. That would be a question and answer session, but it's going to be in this way. We are going to have it in two phases. We will definitely first want question and entertain question and answers based on the agenda or based on the theme today, the topic of discussion. That's what we're going to take us through for the first phase. And then the second phase, probably, if time allows us, would invite other questions that are related to issues and then concerns of Gambian students here. I believe His Excellency would definitely be very happy to receive some of the other concerns that he and the team would definitely want to answer to. So for now, we would have some of the rules. That is, if you want to ask a question, first of all, you need to raise your hand, and then you will be given the floor. And then if you ask, please ask one question at a time and allow our colleagues also to ask questions for now. So having said that, and please let's be professional because we have diplomacy. We know some time how students can be, but we believe we would definitely cooperate with the rules here. If anyone has any question to ask, you can please raise your hand up. Then we get into the matter of discussion. That is the thing, rules and rules of youth in national development. Please. Thank you, Your Excellency, once again. And thank you to the entire team for participating and joining us here.
And thank you so much. We really appreciate this conversation. If I may also add that even though we are constrained by time, but at the same time, having this kind of time is also very rare. So therefore, I am open to extend this time at your liking. We can go on and on and on. I have time until tomorrow 9:30. That's when I start work.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I think
because I have it's kind of a women empowerment. I have strong women, two strong women, behind me. So, no worries.
Yes, we will be very happy to hear that, sir, because we definitely don't want to keep diplomats boring or some discussions, So we'll definitely be happy if you can increase the time for us. I know people are clapping all over. Thank you very much. We acknowledge the presence of some senior executive members of the 6 executives. As you stated in your speech, they have done a lot. I believe they also paved the way. So today we are here organizing such an event. So thank you very much to the six executives from the president right down to the last guy, as well as our PhD scholars, as I stated, they're also amongst us here. So we now get into this matter of discussion, that is the role of youth in national development. I can see one hand up, that is Mr. Ibrahim Mbow. Mr. Mbow, over to you.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Sanjay. And once again, thank you so very much, Honorable, for a wonderful speech. Indeed, a lot have been learned. Actually, my question is just concerning, for example, as you know, the youths are the future. And right now, like if you establish with connection or if you try to talk to many youths right now who are studying certain field, like they'll be like, no, I'm just studying it because like it is the one available right now, meaning they are not following their dream. So what do you have for them? What advice do you have for those people? Since we the youths are really like needed for the national development and pursuing a field that you have no interest on, I believe that might also hinder our participation in national development. So what advice do you have for those people? Thank you.
I think that is a very important question, but I would not blame the students. As you know, the life of a student goes through transformational processes. Some students, right from high school, they choose their profession. They know exactly what they want to do. But there are others who find it very difficult to find that professional path. It is the obligation of the school to assist the students because, for example, in the US, almost every university, community college, they have centers where students would go to coach them, to guide them as to what they really want to do. It is difficult for most people, as you may know. But at the same time, it is the responsibility of the student to also understand that the world is not waiting for them. The world is moving. So therefore, you better make a decision at the right time when the opportunity avails itself. You cannot wait for 2, 3 years without knowing what you want to do. Once you step your foot at that university door, you should be able to at least some understanding as to what your future would be.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Excellency, for those answers. Please, do we have some question on the chat box? My co-moderator will be dealing with them. If you have any question from the chat box, please do hesitate to take them through. Or do we go ahead with the answer? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Njai. So Ibrahim M. Jallo has a question and it reads, as you rightly said, sir, at the beginning of your speech, inspiration and creative thinking of the youth can contribute towards national development. How do you think this can be achieved by the youths when the platform required to manifest their talents are not available?
Thank you.
That is equally very, very, very important. I think the platform is available for any youth that has gone through the university education process. That is where it all begins. When you have that opportunity, and especially those who are here through ICCR and Study in India programs, because that is through the agreement between our two countries, the government to come here to develop our youth population. Because it is only through education and national development goals. Education, we So there's a support mechanism. The government, the in fact, your generation, luckiest, because this is a time when, if you are not sitting on your, you definitely, everything is available to you at your fingertip. You have X, you have yourself, and have your own, destiny. Our Colombia is a very small country, so development should not
I,
difficult.
I think the net
Have
is breaking, right?
Yeah, from his end, yeah, right? Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of breaking a bit, so Excellency.
from my end.
Yeah. Let's try again. Carry on. Let's see.
Can you hear?
Yeah, we're hearing, but sometimes it breaks, and I think it's the network. But I think it's normal.
Oh, is this
It's still breaking sometimes.
so? Okay, how is it now? Hold on, let me
Uh,
change my. You may, can you hear me?
yes, 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 we can hear you.
Clear?
Yeah, it's very clear
Okay.
now. Carry on.
Yes. Yeah. Very good. Very good. I think.
Thank you. I think that
Okay.
was that
Yes.
was that, wa- that was clear. We now go on to the next question, Madam Adamaba. You have, you have.
Thank you so much, Abdullah, for giving me the opportunity again. Please excuse me for my voice today. My question is regarding the government. What are the initiative or any strategy that the government, does the government have any initiative or strategy to actively engage and empower the citizens to contributing to the country's overall development and progress? The government, does they have any?
Adama, sorry, you're kind of a bit far from the mic, please. Yes.
Okay, my question is it's regarding the government. Like, what are the strategies or the initiative? Whether the government does have any strategies in place that will actively engage and empower the citizens in developing the overall development of the country. Like, if they have any plan or any strategy for especially us, the young ones that are coming up.
Of course. Yes. I think this is obvious. The government has a entire ministry, for the youth. You have Minister of Youth and Sports. So the country, the government cares a lot about the youth and the youth participation in national development. That is why that ministry is created. And there are so many programs that that ministry is doing. Not only the Minister of Youth and Sport, but even the Minister of Women and Gender. Is also empowering youth in various enterprises. There is this youth National Youth Council. Recently we even have the youth parliament. All those are programs that are empowering youth to participate in the national development plan of the country, of the government. I think a country, a government that is serious have to look after the affairs of its youth. Otherwise, I mean, the country and the government is doomed for failure. Uh, that's the reason for these ministries. So in that regard, I think the government is doing quite well, to be honest with you.
Thank you very much indeed. Madam Njai or Ms. Penda, you want to add something to that?
Yes, with your permission, Excellency, as a public servant who has served under the Ministry of Youth and Sports, I would just buttress on what Excellency said with regards to strategies put in place to permit youth or give them opportunities to participate to national development. Excellency would highlighted some of the opportunities given to Gambian youth that have gone through the normal routes of academic pursuit. That is those that have gone to school, gone to university and all that. But there is another category. So the Gambian government is inclusive. There are a lot of programs put in place to discourage youth to engage in illegal migration, which is one of our most challenge right now that the government is facing, but tackling very well. They are putting in place programs like Tekifi in collaboration with development partners to give Gambian youth the opportunity and courage to participate in national development by giving them opportunity and funding, even if it's minimal, something is being done for them to take it in the Gambia, as the Wolof say. Also, the Ministry of Tourism and Trade always organizing agro-food processing programs, not only for Gambian youth that have gone to school, but even the ones that are in the rural areas, for them to engage in entrepreneurship, empower themselves, especially women, open their own businesses and go ahead. And there are associations and foundations like the First Ladies Foundation that are giving out scholarship to women especially, and other NGOs. So, sir, thank you.
In fact, if I may add to that, in 2 months ago, we had received young folks from different political parties, from NPP, UDP, NRP. I think these are the parties that about 5 of them. They came here to understudy on a study tour. They went to the Indian Parliament. They visited Indian institutions, to give them this understanding of how development works, right? I mean, because India is our major bilateral partner. So to come here, our youth to come here to India to study, I think that's a very important part of the youth development, and that means the country, the government is serious, about the affairs of the youth. The NDP, the National Development Plan, has a lot of emphasis on the issue of youth. We just have to familiarize ourselves with government projects and programs. I think it is also incumbent on the students to create this awareness, because you have to study your government. You have to know what your government is doing, right? You cannot just sit in your classroom and hands off of what your government is doing. You have to participate. You have to know what is happening. Find out what are the programs that the government has for you. Because I mean, gone are the days where you can be spoon-fed with information. You have to fetch it. You have to go and find it. And now it's very easy. It's readily available, right? You can go to the ministry's website, and find these resources. You can go to the Ministry of Finance, and find out what are the programs, the government-sponsored programs. Even our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you can go in there and find out what kind of bilateral programs that are available for Gambian youth to participate. Not only in the Gambia but outside the Gambia. So, I mean, the opportunities are limitless for our youth today.
Thank you very much. I think the ICC are here. Students is a better example, and many other students that are benefiting definitely. Those are all bilaterals and benefits of the Gambian government through other ways. I think that's a very good answer there. Madam Sanyang or Ms. Sanyang, do you have any question from the chat box?
Yes, I have one question. This question is from Mamadou Fati, and it reads: the role of youths in national development is shaped by programs and initiatives that empowers youths to participate in decision making, policy formulation, and harnessing the productive base of the economy. What role can you play to help students integrate into such?
I said that the last part.
What
Can you
role
repeat?
can you play to help students integrate into such?
Integrate into such programs?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, you see, when it comes to formulation of policies, um, I think the youth, you have a very, very important role to play. Especially now, I can say without equivocation that the Gambia is freer, today than ever before. In fact, I can proudly say that there is no country that has a better freedom than the Gambia. We are free. So the youth can explore these opportunities, right? You can have civil, society organizations, look after the interests of the youth to shape policies, because policies starts at the grassroots level, right? So youth can create associations, civil society organizations, to lobby the government to formulate good policies that would help the youth. For example, the Gambia High Commission, our door is open for any youth that that has an agenda, that has a program, that you want us to work with you to find resources, in India. I think we would be willing to do that. We have, for example, Lovely University. Last year when we went there, we did approach them to find a program, to work on a program with them so that we can help our youths in what's it called, skilling of our youth. So these are all policies that the High Commission can work with any student organization, any one of you, anyone in the Gambia, to achieve these kind of policy objectives. And the ministries, back home, Ministry of Youth, Sports, and other ministries will definitely, buy into these projects. So, I mean, your destiny is right in your hands. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But you have to formulate policies. You have to have grassroots, organizations. This is where policies are formulated. So our youth, you have a very big opportunity to participate in the development of our country.
Thank you very much. I think I will now go with mine because it seems there is no question up there. Let me just ask one before allowing others to ask. Your Excellency, it's one thing to be a youth, study and complete, but it's another thing to serve. What advice would you have to the youth, especially this generation that have problem working for government? What encouragement kind of? Because this is my advocacy. I am one of them benefiting from government scholarship, and I'm also serving. I'm currently working for one ministry. But it's a problem talking to youths and them serving government whenever they don't studies. What would you advise us as youth to definitely plow back profit, as the agriculture will say, to go back to the government and serve? Because it's one thing to study, but like I said, it's another thing to serve. And then setting aside blaming government, why don't we interfere? How will youths interfere in national development to take responsibility of things instead of just sitting aside and giving the blame or putting the blame for government. And who is government? Government is you and I. So I would want you to definitely elaborate on so those things that definitely youth can encourage us to definitely go in for government works and stop sitting like I said and then be pointing fingers on people. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that is, that is a very important question. But if I may say, you see, I think the challenge that most of our youth have, either because of a youthful, exuberance, and some of those tendencies that you cannot, make a government an enemy, and you think the government would succumb to your needs. You cannot. No government would allow to be manipulated by fringe elements, right? So, I mean, youths, the government belongs to you, right? You cannot sit on the side and then, be criticizing. You cannot use Facebook as a tool to criticize your government when in actual fact you are not doing anything positive to contribute to that government. You cannot, it doesn't work, that way. You have to participate in the government, process, right? Create initiatives, right? And, work with the government. For example, I would take a few students that graduated from India, here. In fact, they were in the executive, the previous two executives back. When they went home, that is President Fati, and there's this other one, Sediba, right? These two students, when they went to Gambia, while they were looking for jobs, they did not just, fold their hands and then, start complaining that there is no job, there is nothing. No. For the case of Sediba, I think he came with two other students who all of them left India at the same time, and they started a business, that is entrepreneurial skills. They started a laundry mat, right? And they were collecting, laundry from people, and washing them and bringing in making money, right? While they were doing that, at the same time they were looking for jobs, right? And then Sediba also created this. It's called Sundukung, consultancy, right? Giving advice to students coming to India, So, I mean, that is the purpose of education. When you get yourself educated, you cannot sit down and say, I don't have a job. It doesn't work that way. That means your education is useless, right? Education should be able to give you a tool to work, even when you are not working for the government. But at the same time, Gambia is a small country. You either work for the government or private enterprises, and you work for yourself. So all these are possibilities, and all these go to, right, improve the socio-economic development of our country. When you start a business, you are having impact in the society, because you cannot do it alone. You have to employ other people. So you are adding value to the government system, right? So this is what the concept that our youth should have, that, it is not that the government should be giving you, job all the time. I mean, that you can do also, something for yourself. And then the government will come in, because the government assisted you to get where you are with education. The ICR scholarship is part of the government program, and even the University of the Gambia. My understanding is that about 70% of the students who go there are sponsored by the government, right? So the government is doing a lot for the youth, but the youth also should understand what the government is doing for them, right?
Indeed, indeed. That's definitely right. We should definitely, yeah, entrepreneurship is key, and as well as coming back to the system. We now not ado, I will now invite Mr. Fati, Mr. Modlamin Fati. Over to you.
Thank you very much. I am very sorry for joining in late because I am currently attending a naming ceremony, but I hope I am audible.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
yes, loud
we
and
can
clear.
hear, but we want to see your face, right?
Yeah, please, would prefer
Don't
your
All
hide.
right,
face.
let me try to show.
Thank
It's
you.
been a long time, and
Okay.
then I definitely reminisce the moments where we will be hosting webinars, and then trying to call on students to come online and join the webinars. You know, when I saw the link, it just reminded me of those days, and then it also gave me the hope and courage that that the executives are in safe hands. And first of all, congratulations to the new executive council, most especially the president Adam Abba, because you are the second female president that GAM IND is registering. All right, so that's a kudos, and you have filled great shoes, and we are hopeful that you would lead the executive to registering great great efforts and then great things for the Gambian students in India. And then a big thank you to His Excellency. Definitely, before you give reference to myself and Sediba, I joined specifically for that. I am currently here with Dauda Bojang. I told him that I am going to share the advice that the ambassador gave me before I left India. And then just right after saying that to Dauda, I just had you giving the same exact advice to the students in black and white, in something that is not ambiguous, but just straight shooting it like that. That if we are young people here, we need to be patient. We need to follow the route. There is no shortcut to success. You can't make a body that is bigger than you, the body that is supposed to create a space for you, the body that is supposed to give you all that thing for you to actually unleash all the potentials you have. You can't take that body as your enemy. But what you do is, even if there is supposed to be criticism, it should be constructive, and it shouldn't take itself towards a platform that can be read by everybody, and then people cannot actually genuinely understand what you're trying to put forward. So the embassy is there, and the embassy is the presidency of Gambia in India. So whatever our needs or challenges or things are, we can always channel it to them, because we have got that long-standing history that they have always come to our intervention, and then things have always resulted to be fruitful. A case of it can be even at our health conditions. The embassy tremendously. I always say it wherever I go, that there are embassies in the Gambia, but embassy like the one an embassy of Gambia like the one that is in India is not is second to none, because how much they are invested in taking care of their students. Because the case of the disease that also happened in Gujarat, within 24 hours when the news reached the embassy, they boarded the flight, and then they had to be there and console with the students, and then see how best that particular disease could be repatriated back to the country. And in the case of another student, a lady that was sick, the embassy took their funds, exhausted their budget to see how best they can spend, millions of rupees just to make sure that the girl can have all the best of health facilities that she needed. And not only that, but also paid for her flight ticket, and then for her to come and see her family. And successfully now, that lady has got all the health conditions, all the health prerequisites that she needed, and now she's back doing her studies again. So we as Gambians that are there, we shouldn't take the government or government bodies as enemies, but they are our parents. They are the ones that are providing some of these facilities for us. So it might not be given to everybody, but so long as the opportunity is there for everybody to raise and go for it, then if one is able to grab it and benefit that opportunity, let us regard it as the opportunity is there for all of us. Xam nga loo xam ne daal moom ñun ñëpp a ko moom, kenn su si njëriñoo rek, then that means ñun ñëpp a si njëriñoo, because that effort that is made to make sure that that person benefits from it, it was not done in a way, because the ambassador does not know the boy who died. The ambassador does not know the lady that was at the hospital. The ambassador does not, in fact, know me. You get the point. The wife of the ambassador's surname is Fati. My surname is Fati, but we don't know each other. We've never met anywhere before. But today I am happy to call her Mbinki because of that relation and because of how open the ambassador and the family were to all of us. So this is our home. And then in terms of coming to the Gambia, it is not easy, but with steadfastness, with struggle, with patience, we will be able to make it. Nothing, you wouldn't finish a degree You wouldn't finish a degree and come to the Gambia and the next day you are employed and you get a salary of $50,000. It is not possible. So let us not put our hopes on that high, because sometimes that is where we get the disappointments. When you come, you must go through apprenticeship. Some of you that are already in the system, if you come, you have a chance to continue. But some of us, some of you like us that never worked before, when we come, we have to go through the apprenticeship, climb the ladder, and inshallah, everything is going to be fine. So once again, congratulations, and I'm sorry for saying things that I am not supposed to say. And Mr. Ambassador, the content nimbarala back always. Our prayers are for you, and we are also seeking your prayers and blessings. Thank you very much.
Fari never disappoints. That is typical President Fari. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fatih. We really appreciate some of our seniors that join us here and definitely enjoying this. We really appreciate you, Mr. Fatih. Thank you very much. Those are very wise words. Madam co-host, do you have questions from the chat box before we go on to the Sanya?
Yes, we have a question. This question is from Tomon Jabate and it reads, what plans and supportive measures do the government have for marginalized or differently able youths?
Marginalized or differently able youths, right?
Yes.
What are the plans? Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I mean, when we come to marginalized and differently able students, from the High Commission's perspective, we are open to all. We do not discriminate. Whatever your condition is, when you come through that High Commission, we treat you as one of us. There is no difference. And my understanding is that the government of the Gambia also does not discriminate. You have differently able, people holding high positions, in the Gambia, and the Ministry of Youth do organizes, Paralympics and so many other activities for youth who are differently able, and I think that is in the government policy to kind of not discriminate and to assist all Gambians. We are all equal. We are all the same. So the government policy has no differentiation.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We will now invite Madam Madeleine John Bash to answer a question. Madam Bash, Mr. Bash.
Um, good evening to everyone. I'm so glad to join this
Good
this group. I am so glad. Ambassador, I'm greeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you.
Is
Thank
that
you for this.
from Amrita?
Thank you for this privilege. Huh?
From Amrita, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm right now staying in Punchanapale, around Vijayawada.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
I'm studying at KL University.
Okay.
Mm. I'm so happy to join you. I'm so happy. So,
Thank you.
honestly, I don't have much to say. I've learned from you people. I've learned new things. The way you are elaborating on the development of the youth, which is a very important thing. I'm so glad that the government are doing they are making the best effort, making best possibility to see their youths come somebody's leaders of tomorrow, which I'm so excited. May God Almighty give us the strength to move and push forward to greater success. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Bash, for showing appreciation. Really appreciate that. Please mute your mic. that Madam asked. Dauda, your mic is not muted. Can we have Sona Barrow, please? Sona Barrow, you can ask your question. Okay, Sona is not the Dauda, former president, please. You want to say something? You want to ask question, Mr. Dauda Bojang. Dauda, are you with us?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, Abdullahi. I would like to greet Our Excellency, our father, Mr. Mustapha Jawara, and all the entire 7th Executive Council of GAM IND. Yeah, it was ever our dream to organize this type of webinar. We have planned to organize one, but it wasn't successful due to some circumstances. Yeah, so for me, I just want to thank the High Commission for all the good jobs, the efforts that they have made to support the Gambian students in India. Yeah, Alia Katabake, Mbalbe Tontula Mbalbe Jela from the ambassador to the entire staff, the drivers, everyone at the High Commission.
Thank you.
Baldanila, you increase the effort that you guys are rendering to the students in Delhi and no Delhi in India at large. There are a lot of things that you guys have done for the students. Nunkum bebe for memorable but jamu but the student body telephone the embassy mafero nunka mona. But still isa kata nga mafero lafa. Nte kay nte ba jam la pan namin na walong His Excellency walong Stephen Lockwood. Recently we have seen how things have cool tada in the social media do nyanding ni tada banku dolto nin kada Morocco to Russia and other countries have how students have been struggling to get their started. Yeah, so but India fananje kan lalam mi yalon ko student ro kan especially this year the large majority of us naman ka be in base that we did not get our stipend and the students there are also struggling to get their stipend. Even though more now we make efforts, we try to meet some officials here, but mantara taman sere jotan ni alon ko student la start no dinaka ndawa min follow wala alia mol mako if you guys can make more effort to engage the right body pour yakara mo dino mako to be outside without financial support akakoliale. So me student jamal bije inte personally I know students mini alonko
Dauda, can you
they
please
were hoping to
maintain
start
the
in
English?
the
Yes, please, just maintain the English. Maybe some of us cannot
okay,
understand.
sorry. I was okay. Sorry, I was comfortable with Mandinka. That's why. Yeah, I know students who took loan to settle themselves with learning materials like laptops, study materials, hoping that this stipend will come. And they have now seen themselves in this situation. Like there is no sign that the stipend is coming, and they are completely confused what is going to happen. Yeah, so if things continue like this, I am not seeing any hope if the money will come. So if the High Commission can try all possible ways to engage the right body to help the students get their stipend will indeed be very helpful. Yeah, we don't want how it happened in other countries to be the same way in India. So, Mbal Daniela, if you guys can please help if the stipend that they are giving to the students can continue because we all know how it is helping them. That is one of the things I want to say. Allah Barako Bage, thank you very much. I would also like to encourage the 7th executive body of Gambia to make more effort. We have tried. The former president, the founding fathers of the association have done great things. If we are having this webinar today, it is because of those people. So we should not fail them. You guys have to continue the good work that you are doing. Always try to collaborate with the High Commission because they are there for us. Whatever you need, try to reach out to them. The office is always open. Those in Delhi can tell you. The High Commission, and you go there, the first thing they give you is hot coffee. So that can really tell you what those people are doing for us down there. So that place is always your house. Always go there. If you have issues, go there. Don't just sit at your house or at your university saying things are hard, the embassy is not helping. Engage them. If they will help you, if they are in any position to help you, they will definitely come to help you. Engage the association to convey your message to the High Commission. I am sure if they are in any situation to help you, they will definitely do that. Malav Jamwe Jamfa, thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and sorry for any noise
Thank
in
you.
my
Thank you.
background.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you very much, Mr. Former President. Thank you for that. But I
I
think you
think
missed, yeah, sorry, Your Excellency. He missed the starting. We wanted to do it two phases. We wanted to deal with the topic of discussion. And I know that questions is in everyone's lip. Like 95% of the students here are waiting to answers about the typing. But just to wrap up with the term of the discussion, let's just conclude and then go into if you would allow me, Your Excellency, to go into those details,
no
please.
problem.
I will now invite Dawda. Thank you for that question. I think it's very important, and everyone is waiting to for that answer. But we'll definitely come into that. Thank you for that. We'll now invite Mr. Mutura Jallo to ask this question, and then next Suleiman, please. Speak. No. It's a bit low. Can you increase your voice or you change your voice, please? It's still very low. If you're using an earpiece, we probably would remove it. Okay, let's have Mr. Suleiman Jallo before you are done with changing the settings. Suleiman, please.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, Honorable and the entire staff from the embassy. I am Suleiman Jallo. I missed the introduction that we the executive supposed to do, and I did hope most of my colleagues did it.
Sorry,
I
then
was
then
out. That's why I
then can you please on your camera? Sorry, you are right. He is the treasurer. So can you please
yeah.
switch?
Right now where I am is dark. That's why I
Oh,
am outside.
all right, all
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, that's Suleiman Jallo. I'm the serving treasurer of the association. I want to ask question regarding this the development. So but I want to take you to little history of how this youth's contribution to national development. By looking at the school of thought of economics, the evolution of economics, the history part, we can see during the time of the classical school of thought, that is Adam Smith and others, for them they propose that they say that at that time an economy can only work when the government doesn't have any involvement. So for them they can only serve as a to create the environment to settle down the everything. So they allow the economic to work, demand and supply to work on. So we can see again at during 1929, a Great Depression happened, and that Great Depression made this school of thought to fail their work. So we again, after the Great Depression, people were finding solution. So that's where the Keynesian school of thought they came to emerge. And then when they came to emerge, they say that obviously what this the former school of thought said, that is the classical, they said government must come into play because national development can only take place when government also spend, because aggregate demand must be increased in the sustain in the economy so that it creates a lot of employment and other stuff like that. So obviously by looking at that, we see currently right now the governments are the one playing almost 50% of the national development because they adjust the aggregate demand by spending much. So in that case, here we are seeing the government of our country, they are spending much in order to educate its youth. But if you see the graph of how things are going, at the ending part of it, everything is going down because here they are producing them, they are making them, they are facilitating the ground for them to be educated. But in the long run, at the end of the day, these youths, they are not given the opportunity to take the lead to the economic development. So what can we do? We the youth, what can we do, or what policy can we come with so that we can take part in the national development? Because we want to realize that we are given the ground, everything is level, so that we can take part in the national development.
Sorry, Suleiman,
Thank you.
if the question is very long, it will be difficult for answer. Let's summarize, please. Thank you very much. Yes, Your Excellency.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just I wanted to show him like the role of the government in the modern era of economic system.
Okay,
So
thank you.
by looking at that, Yeah, exactly. So right now in our Gambia, the status quo in the Gambia, the youth are educated. They are given the opportunity to be educated. But in the long run, after graduating, the prospect in the long run, everything like the graph there is going down. So what can we do in order to take part with the youth? What can we do to take part in the national development? To be the forefront of it?
Thank you.
Because
Thank you. All right,
yeah,
thank you. I think he got the
thank you.
question now. Thank you.
Is that Mr. Jallo?
Yes, Suleiman Jallo, yes.
Yeah, that's Suleiman, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from the economic point of view, I think you have postulated a lot of theories. If we go back, um, for example, the Malthusian theory that the population will grow at some point. There will be famine and all whatnot, and then that automatically the population will reduce because of those conditions. That was that theory was expounded in the 1800s, and still now that has not happened. And there are so many theories the economists have kind of theorized in the 18th and 17th centuries, and even in the 19th centuries, that have not come true. Because economic conditions evolve, right? So in the Gambia, for example, what you are saying, the government has laid the foundation for youths to become productive citizens of the society. That is why the government is investing in educating youths. I think that's the bottom line. The government is doing its part, educating youths to be self-sustainable, right? That is the essence of education. You go to high school, you finish high school, you come out with a trade, a skill, right? When I was going to secondary school, we used to do woodwork, metal work, and so many other trades, right? And still now, I think that is the case, right? You can go from high school and then direct to workforce. You will have trade. From high school, you can drop, go to have a trade. From university, you graduate with economics degree, right? And you think government would be your employer. What is the essence of your economic degree if you cannot put it in use? You cannot depend on the government to provide all these services. The government provide the opportunity for you to be educated. Once you get that education, you should be independent. I think that is the purpose of education, right? I would not go as far as what John Kennedy said, that ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I don't buy that theory. But at the same time, our government have done a lot and is doing a lot for our youth population. It is left to you to take advantage of this. The government cannot hold your hands and say, do this. This will help. This is the way you have to go. No, the government will create the opportunities for you, and hopefully you will take advantage of those opportunities. That is all what government do. It does open opportunities, and you capitalize on these opportunities. And you also have admitted that the government has provided that platform for you. That is education. It is all about education, education, education. When that door is opened, the sky is the limit for you once you take advantage of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Excellency.
But now,
Suleiman, do we allow?
can I kindly?
No, no, please.
Okay.
The question alone was kind of long, and then he definitely wanted to extend his time. Your Excellency suggest to extend his time, but we don't want to keep him that much long.
No. Allow him to come. Allow him to come in.
Oh, okay,
I'm
please.
available. Let's
All right, please. Suleiman, you can come back
please,
then.
please. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to remind, sir, we know, production takes place when the two factors of production are available. That is the capital and the labor. So if we are producing the labor is available. What about the capital? Because here we know, we the Gambian youths, we are below the poverty line. So what can we do in order to improve in that aspect? In order to equate the equation, to solve the equation correctly, because we are producing the labor, but the capital is not there. What can the government do for us? Where can we harness that capital in order to start? Because if you have the knowledge, you have the skills, you don't have the capital to start, then obviously that will be nil. So what can we do?
Yeah. You can do a lot. Um, Currently, in fact, since 2017, the Barrow government has provided a lot of seed money for not only women entrepreneurs, but also youth. The Ministry of Women and Gender had a lot of money, tons of money, that they have distributed across the country. Because myself, in my village, we have our CAFO. We formed this organization, by women, right? They are trying to tap into that funds. So the capital is available. The government also provides, seed money for serious people who wants to, involve in these businesses, like women all over the country. I think, this was, especially if you look at, in 2021, 2022, during the election period, you must have seen a lot of activities around this area when women organizations would be tapping into these funds from the Ministry of Gender and Women Affairs. And even for example, myself, I started when I left high school, St. Augustine's High School. I had attended a UNDP program, entrepreneurial skill development, to be able to write project proposals and so many stuff. So I went through that program, and I also worked at Association of Gambian Entrepreneurs. We were giving funds to women groups to become self-sufficient. We worked with women in rural areas, in Bara, Brikama, and even in the peri-urban areas and urban areas, Brikama, Serekunda, Bakau, and even Banjul, And so this program is there. Currently, the government has programs. If you have a project, proposal that you want to start an enterprise, there's a place that you can go to. We had IBAS, and I think they are still on Gambian Women's Finance Association. These are non-governmental organizations that help entrepreneurs. So the government has programs that are available for you. It's just a matter of knowing where the program is. So as a youth, go to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, go to Women's Affairs Ministry, and other Ministry of Finance, and ask them, I have a degree in this so and so, and this is what I want to do. Can you help me with the capital to do it? I bet you'll go somewhere. You'll get somewhere.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you. Do we have any question from the chat box, Ms. Sanya? If not, yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Messenger, there is a question from the chat box. This question is from Sadio A.K. Jaju, and it reads, great men are scarce commodities to come by. Therefore, anyone who is blessed with one should embrace him or her. Honorable, most of the students here, especially under the science streams, are studying engineering. The question is, does the Gambia have any plans for the engineering sector? I might be biased at some point, but to be specific, does the Gambia have a future for aeronautics engineering students?
You know, when you were introducing yourselves, and I had, some this lady saying that she's studying, you know, aeronautical engineering, and I was so impressed, because I'm sorry to say this, but personally, um, I try to. Uh, I have to be careful here because I know there are people who are studying history, literature, and English language, and so on and so forth. But I think in this day and age, people who study technical subjects, engineering, and all those stuff, that is the future. That is where the future is, right? So we don't have any what do you call it? Currently in the Gambia, we don't have our own, airlines, and this, but the future is there, right? Tomorrow we can have, some of these, projects. We can have our own airline when, we will need your service, right? And even now, because the airlines that have, what you call it, a home in the Gambia, right? They would need your service. You would never be unemployed. I'm telling you. These are areas that we should encourage our Gambians, to pursue. Any form of engineering degree, is a good, place to be right now. The future is for you. So I mean, don't be, discouraged. With the, I mean, perception that there is no future for you in the Gambia because we don't have all the services. No, I mean, we have it. We don't have our own airline, but we have what's it call it? A Turkish airline goes to Gambia, and other airlines go there. So if you have the talent, you have the skill, I bet you would be employed. So I mean, I would encourage you to focus, on your study, and study well. Don't just have the degree and that is it. Have the degree and the skill. I think skilling is very important. If you have the degree, you don't have the skill, you will not go anywhere. You will not. I mean, but if you have the degree, you can back it up with the practical aspect of it, right? So you are an aeronautical engineer. You will be employed. And I urge you to also do this, encourage other people to come on board to study and field.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Your Excellency. The future is bright. Blessing Dabo, can you please mute your mic? Blessing Dabo. Blessing Dabo, please.
Okay. Sorry. I'm like, sorry. I just want to say this to the honorable.
Carry on,
Just one
please.
thing.
Carry on.
Yeah. Honorable, this is a field that is only, as of my knowledge right now, studied by only four Gambians, which is me and my roommate, and I can say we are all in same university currently. Yeah, one is our senior, he's Adama Juf, and I, Modlamin Jeng, Sajo, aka Jaju, and Seth Jan Jeng. We are the only ones studying aeronautical engineering. Yeah, and mostly when Gambians, you tell them about aeronautical engineering, they'll be like, oh, you want to be a pilot, this and that. Yeah, but it's different from that, though it is very similar. So yeah, inshallah, we'll take your words, and yeah, we'll do a lot. Thank you.
The future is for you. I mean,
The future is bright. Yeah. Bakari,
yeah.
Bakari Dabo, please. Do we have Bakari?
Sorry, Popalai, my father. Before they go on to another
Question.
question,
Okay.
with Excellency's permission, I would first of all applaud the lady for being so courageous to go into a field that is totally dominated by men. We applaud you. We encourage you. You're so courageous. Do not let anything deter or stop you. That is one. Number two, when you're done with your studies, concentrate, please, and make sure that you come to Gambia ready. This is an opportunity, dear, for you to shine, not only in the Gambia, but the sub-region. We hear women from Nigeria doing great wonders in this field. And you being in the close sub-region of the Senegambia, one of the first, you could be leading in this with good proposals. And I am very sure with the new dynamics, there is no way you wouldn't be supported, not by our development partners, by government. They will be at the forefront, not only because you're so courageous to be only for, but you particularly because you are a woman. I respect you and I salute you and encourage you.
Thank you very much. Those are very encouraging words from you. Thank you. We definitely need to wrap up this session and then go into the next session. But before that, Bakari Dabo, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Good evening to you all. Good evening, His Excellency. Good evening to all the staff members, and good evening to all the members of the Indian Student Association. My name is Bakari Dabo. I am studying in Gambia University, pursuing a bachelor's in medical imaging. I'm in my second year. Sir, I have maybe two questions. One of them was answered by you. Regards to funding, we all know there is no association that can function properly if the association doesn't have strong financial muscles. Is there any package that your embassy have for the Association of Students in India? That's the first question. The second question is, we have I had ICGR students. Is there any other opportunities or packages that your office have students that are private students from the Gambia? Since we are all students from the Gambia, we are all youth here. So we want to know if you have also some opportunities or packages financially for private students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dabo. I think you also missed the starting. That is the other session of the question and answer session. That is other issues related to our stay and our welfare in India. Mr. Excellency, if you allow me, also move that to the next right, the round of this session for now. Do you have any question that is related to the theme, topic of discussion, roles of youth in national development? If not, then we can move to the next session and start. We have pilots of almost 2-3 questions about that. We have Fansu and Mariama, please. If it is related to youth in national development, then we can ask. Can we have Mariama? Oh, Fansu, please. Fansu Mane. Mr. Dabo will come to your question later. Yes,
good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Please, madam.
Good evening, representative from the embassy. Good evening, members. My point is, I just want to take a reference from the representative from the embassy, what he has just saying about the youth will use the social media to criticize the government. And then, to my own opinion, is like criticism is part of development, but people need to do it professionally. People should do it in a way that it will not jeopardize the situation. It will not break the relationship between we the youth and the government. Because we are serving as the third eye of the government. So we should also sometimes remind the government about their responsibilities, but in a way that it should understanding and respect and everything that should be there. So this is my point. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fansu. I think that was not a question, that was a comment. Do you have Lamarana, please? You can mute Mr. Fansu. Lamarana, please. Yes. Quick one, please. Walaikum salam. Yes, please. Carry on, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Ambassador, and thank you for the opportunity given to us as students in India studying in various fields. Mr. Ambassador, I start with the topic that's the role of youth in national development. But as we know, there is no development without a healthy nation or healthy population. And as youths, we need to be in the healthcare system in order to fulfill the requirement or the resources, the human resources required in the healthcare system. So my question is there any package from the embassy or through ICCR that can improve the healthcare system, example in the field of study like pharmacists, nurses, and others, where students can pursue those fields? Because right now, as we know, especially in the pharmacy field, the Gambia is very handicapped in it. So is there any package from the embassy or through ICCR that Gambian students can pursue? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, Your Excellency.
Are we now into the students' development
This
area, or
this is not. Yeah, I think we can now go into, because most of the questions are diving now. They are now diving also towards that. I think we just need to move on to the issues related to students' welfare in India. But first of all, I think before coming to Lamarana's question, it would be fair to start with Dauda's question, that is the ICCR issue or the scholarship issue, the stipend. And then we also have the other one from Mr. Dabo, then to Mr. Ba about any effort from the embassy. So you can definitely go ahead with that now, please.
very good. Let me first, before going into that area, Mr. Mane made a comment about the criticism or criticizing the government. That there's no problem in that. We all agree that a serious government anywhere in the world should be willing to accept criticizing. Criticism is part of government, right? What is not part of a government, and one does not does not add value to government, is criticisms with insult, right? You can criticize, that's fine. By criticizing means you highlight the system that is not working, and then you giving alternative opinions, so that the government can change or reverse its policies. I think those are good things, right? But if you go into insulting people and you know doing things like that, I don't think that adds any value to a government system. So when we are talking about criticizing government, we have to make a distinction as to what kind of criticism is acceptable and what is not. So a serious government should accept to be criticized. That is a fact, and we all agree to that. When we come to Mr. Bojan's question, I think we have some PhD scholars here in this platform here tonight.
Yes,
And yes, they would I think they can vouch for me that about a month or so ago, when we had the opportunity to meet with the Minister of Higher Education and the Permanent Secretary and his team, I did mention the issue of stipend, especially Indian students, and I even went as far as expressing how satisfied I am, and how proud I am that the students from India did not take a route that would use a social media platform to criticize the ministry and the government, and they are patiently waiting for their stipend, and they are engaging both the High Commission and the ministry. I think that is the height of discipline. I expressed that to them, that it was my understanding that other students elsewhere did go to social media and they complained about the Ministry of Higher Education, and that their stipends are not being paid, and they are fed up, and so on and so forth. But the students from India didn't take that route. I told the minister that I'm happy that they have chosen the latter. That consulting dialogue is more important than wailing on the social media, right? Even though they got their money, their stipend, but ours will also come. And I have engaged the ministry about this. Even last week, we did engage the ministry on this. The permanent secretary is in the know that we are constantly raising this stipend issue, especially a lot of students have gone back to the Gambia, and they should benefit from this stipend. So once we have the stipend, we will again consult with the ministry, so that because it is not our policy, it's not the High Commission's policy, it is the ministry's policy that if a student leaves and go back to their home country, they are not entitled to the stipend. But as Mr. Bojang rightly said, some of the students have incurred some expenses because they were hoping that they will get this stipend, and that they left without getting the stipend. So obviously, my personal opinion, and I think I can speak for the High Commission, if it were only for us, we will definitely extend this benefit to all students, especially even those who left, and they are back in the Gambia. But when the funds come, we will definitely still continue on the dialogue with the ministry, so that you can get your stipend, because of the fact that you took loans, debt to because you were anticipating getting these funds, and it didn't come at the right time. Because what happened this time, even the High Commission, we have encountering the same issue. The funds are not coming the way we expect. We would like it to. They are coming in piecemeal, and I think that is a budgetary issue that the Ministry of Finance is struggling with. But they will be paid. You will receive your stipend, and even this week, my office, we will engage the permanent secretary. We send them a list. In fact, we have been sending them list, the current list, so that those who left would not be left behind. We send the list, and the permanent secretary requested that I personally send it to him. I did that. I sent it to him, and we are listening. And this week I will follow it up. Even the PhD scholars is the same thing. They are also, their stipend hasn't come. They had 2 months and of the year that even that some of them didn't get, their stipend until I think last week or so. 2 people got their late stipends paid. So we will pursue the ministry on this. And the good thing is the minister is serious, the permanent secretary is serious, and they are with us. They all promise that they will definitely take care of this once the budget allocation is completed, and hopefully it could be either this week or next week. I can assure you that the Ministry of Higher Education is serious, and it concerns them, and they will definitely pay you, your stipends.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Before moving on from the annual stipend, we definitely appreciate this, because the general student body is hearing from you, which is definitely very important. We know as executive you are working with us hand in glove to make it possible, but it's also important for them to hear from you and exactly get the point that we making everything possible to make this possible. But also, we also have questions like there are ICCR members who receive it. Is SI members only, no private student included? So can you also shed light on this issue that is everyone included, or it is going to be like ICCR only, or SII only, or private students only? Who are the exact beneficiaries of this annual stipend?
No, the original beneficiaries are the ICCR students, and we try to include the proposal that we send is the ICCR and the study in India. students, because the government is the ministry, they are trying to assist these students, because these are government, students. The scholarship, the students are benefiting from it, but it's for the government. So you are, those under, ICCR and, study in India, you are the students of the Gambia government. So therefore, the government see it as their responsibility to give you some form of stipend, right? Annual stipend. If they cannot do it monthly, but at least annually to give you something, because ICCR is, doing the larger part. They are, giving a stipend for accommodation and food and all those stuff. So the government also think it is necessary. It is their obligation to also, kind of give a stipend on this. But as far as the private students are concerned, that one, the government, for example, the scenario is, if the government gives a stipend to Indian private students, right? That means they have to give it to private students in the US, to be fair, and they have to give, those in the UK, they have to give those in Germany, they have to give those in Saudi Arabia, they have to give the, you are opening a Pandora's box, right? And no government has the ability to to provide funds for all these things. I mean, it's practically impossible. I think that is why the private students are not included in this, even though the government feels what you are feeling. They feel your pain that you should get some form of assistance, but the ability is not there. And because we shouldn't raise hopes that would never be fulfilled. Or I think we all should be, in the same picture on this.
Thank you. Thank you. I think the next anybody would hear from that. Coming back to the question bank, we have Mr. Bahari Dabo that asked about the help for associations from your office, like the embassy. Do you have any help package or whatever to the associations?
Yes. So the Gambia High Commission, we have what we call welfare, budget, that the government provides the High Commission with annually. If you remember, some students, even last year had some issues. We had to tip into that, welfare funds to assist, but it's limited. I'm not in a position to tell you how much it is, but it's not that much, right? So we try to provide assistance as we receive them, because we have students, and we also have patients that come. So last year, unfortunately, we had so many patients that came, and they couldn't afford to make payments, and the High Commission had to chip in with our limited resources. That is what exhausted all our funds, and as Mr. Njai, rightly mentioned that we also assisted a particular student, from that vote. Still now, we do, we have areas in that. We have, I think, around $23,000 that the High Commission we are left with, and our entire budget is is less than that. So how do we pay for that? It's kind of it's a challenge, But as we receive a request from students, we will see what we can do, from our budget. But it's going to be what you call first come, first served, right? When we receive a budget allocation and you are lucky to be applying at that time, then we give you what we can. But if we want to cater for 100 people, we don't have the means to do. 50 people, we cannot do that. But on a first come, first served basis, we can see as far as I know, right now we don't have any request for assistance from any student when it comes to paying either health, what's it called, insurance or any other thing. But once we do, we will definitely look into it.
Yes, thank you very much. Coming back to this bank question, we have a question from Mr. Bakari Dabo again with private students. I'm not sure what was the full question. I missed some part of it. I'm not sure if I remember all, but it has to do with the private students in India here. Can you remember the question, please? Mr. Bakari, can you please come for the last question only?
Yes, I was asking if the embassy, the government through the embassy have any financial benefits or package for private students in India. He said that the stipend is basically for ICCR students, but is there any other help that they can do, if not financially, but other help for private students? That was the other question.
Yeah. Currently, apart from the welfare vote that the Gambia High Commission have, we don't have any other program for private students. But private students, can apply to get something out of this welfare vote. If that's what I was explaining earlier. Once we receive request, and we look at the nature of the of the issue and how urgent and this thing it is, we look at it what we can do, because our funds are limited. That is what the government provided us.
Thank you very much, Excellency. We are definitely out of time, but I will just invite a few more questions. Ms. Sanan, do you have some from the chat box related to the social welfare of students in India? Ms. Sanan, please. If not, we can take Buba Kinte. Oh,
Yes.
please. Okay. Okay,
There
Ms.
is
Sanan.
a question, but it was what Mr. Bakari was talking about, like what benefits will the private students get from the government? It's the same as Mr. Bakari's question.
Just which is also covered. Yes, please. We have Mudarasa Jalo. Mudarasa, you have been in and out. Can you please ask your question now?
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
This is Mudassir Jallo at Andhra Pradesh at the Saram University studying computer science. Last month, His Excellency was here. First of all, His Excellency, I will thank you for taking your time on educating us on this topic about the contribution of the youth to the national development, and also to those from the High Commission also, Ma'am Aji, and the executives of the Gambian Students Association, to all them and members. Good evening, all of you. His Excellency, my question is regarding about this scholarship links. Because personally, for me, I am from the rural Gambia. I'm from URR Basse. And especially talking about this ICCR scholarship, honestly, for us, we are not aware of most of this. Is there any way we can extend these links to reach those students that are in the rural Gambia? Because I believe that there are students that have the requirements that if they are aware of this, they will apply, and I'm sure they might be lucky to get it. Is there any way we can extend this for them to be aware of it? Because personally, like for me, even I'm in a private university and a private student. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I think that is a very good question. That is possible. I think the application has opening and closing time, and they also have a website that student can access in the Gambia and apply. So I would urge the ICSR students who are here with us can assist that knowledge sharing, with Gambians, those who are interested. If the application, opening time, some of you can volunteer and put out some information out there, especially Mr. Fati and Mr. Bojang and other students. They can definitely assist in disseminating this information so that we can have many Gambians applying. He's right. Those in the rural areas may not know about this opportunity. And ICCR program have been on since in the 60s, and then Gambians have been benefiting from it for quite a long time. Spreading the information should not be that difficult if those who have the information are willing to share it with others in the Gambia, in all parts of the Gambia, and that can be done in so many other ways. We can definitely assist, that when the time comes, we can send the link to the website, and that can be shared. And those those students in the WhatsApp group, your group, can also share this information in Gambian students in India association website. WhatsApp group, so that the information can be disseminated across the Gambia.
Thank you very much. I can realize the moment the starting issue has been discussed, many are start dropping. Please do not go. We need to have a group picture with His Excellency. So you ought to stay and then on your camera at the end of the day. So we just invite 2 or 3 questions and then close on this meeting. Buba Kinte, please. Mr. Kinte, are you with us? If not, then we have Mpansu for the last question, so we can wrap up.
Yeah, what I want to recommend, Abla, the moderator and the representative from the embassy, thank you very much for bringing this program. It's very important to Gambia students in India. What I want to recommend is, if there are possibilities, because we are saying youth in development, the roles of youth, but now when you tailor it down to our context here in India, what can we do for the government? Like I can say it, like all the people who are doing computer science, we can be able to combine together and have our own team. Other people doing economics also, you should also have something that we can render to the government, like a small projects. We can also partner with the government and then help support them in one way or the other. So what we are learning here, like IT, economics, accounting. So we should have teaming, and also from there we can also contribute our quota to the national development. But if we are not having at least a vision to work towards it, it is only going to be a lip service. Youth in national development, let's do something. Let's just try to at least do what we can do practically, but not by speaking. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think that is that is what we have been talking about the whole evening, and in fact, the students in India can definitely participate in this national development. For example, I have in fact, since the previous 2 administrations, right, there was a request to set up a website for this association, right? And I think at this time we should have willing people within the group, the students association, who can definitely build a website for the association. So that should be some sacrifice. This is where you start sacrificing, right? If you sacrifice, for this small community, what would prevent you from sacrificing for the entire, country? We call the Gambia. It starts from here as a student, right? So, you can do this from here, do something for the association, and then the rest will take care of, right? Because, for example, I remember in 1985, I was a head boy at Pakarandi Secondary School. When I realized that we had about 2-3 latrines, pit latrines, right? And students were coming late. I had a council meeting and I suggested that why not students who are coming late dig a pit latrine for the school. And we did that. So after school, those who come late, they would stay after school. We all go back to the backyard of the school, and then we start digging this, pit latrine, and it worked. Within a few months, we had we had a toilet that we were using. So it's a community service. You start from there, right? So I mean, you can do this for the for the association, and then there are numerous things that that you can do, beginning from this association. Sacrificing to make sure that we all speak with one voice, we respect each other. There is no issue of I am from Salum, or I am from Jara. This other one is from Yomi, and one from Banjul. It is all Gambia. We have one Gambia, one people. So once we have that understanding, everything is possible. That is where national development starts.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Mr. Lamaran asked one question ago, and then I posted. I cannot remember the question. If Lamaran is still in, can you just repeat the question for a second? We definitely have more time. We're completely out of time. Mr. Lamarana?
Okay.
Just summarize it, please. Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yes, you are.
Okay, my question was regarding any opportunity or any scholarship opportunity for the healthcare system, especially with the youths, through the embassy, apart from ICCR, or including in ICCR, but few apply for healthcare courses. So is there any thing that the embassy do to improve that, especially in the pharmacy field? Because we know that currently we are very handicapped in the pharmacy field.
Sorry, I don't understand what you
Yes,
asked.
I said, is there any scholarship or program for the healthcare field through the embassy?
Okay. At this moment, no, we don't have any scholarship program for students, Gambian students who are already here in the healthcare field. But this is an ongoing process. As Mr. Mudassir Jallo rightly mentioned a few weeks ago, I was at SRM University, and we had a scholarship program, a scholarship package from the university, and across the country we have scholarships all over. And some of these scholarships, our students can definitely benefit from them. But when it comes to pharmacy, those I think those fields are highly regulated in India. But if you are doing a program and it's kind of expensive, and you want some kind of relief, and you want us to assist you looking at other universities, but we have to do this within the confines of the rules and regulations. For example, your university should be open for you to move to another university, because sometimes that also becomes a challenge when they're giving you an offer letter, and the offer letter they state that you cannot move from one university to another university. We have to look at all these things into perspective, but definitely the High Commission at this moment don't have any scholarship program for healthcare students, but definitely we can work together
Thank
on
you.
this.
Thank you for that. We definitely appreciate your time. We just have one more. Rahi Gasama, please. we are definitely out of time. This was scheduled for 9 o'clock and it's already 9:40. Rahi, please, Rahi Gasama, the last question. Rahi, can you hear me? Marta, you want to say something? At least one more.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Good
Yes,
evening.
please.
Yes, you are.
I'm Martha Gomez from Maradi University. I'm from Rajkot. There's a question I want to ask. Is it possible to get an internship through the connections of our embassy here in India, rather than going back to do internship back home? I personally called you for this issue, but I had to go back home to do my internship in the Gambia. And it's not everyone that can pay, like, for example, the flight ticket to go back home and come back, especially us, the private students. I find it very, very difficult. I remember calling you, but you said I should send you email, which I already did, but later on I didn't get any feedback from you. Thank you.
Yes, I think this is very important. We have this few months. I think we have engaged at least two students who interned with us. I think Mr. Bass must have completed last week his internship, and before him, we had another student. So the High Commission is open to assist in this process, and also we can work with your university and other institutions to provide for them to provide these internship services, because my personal belief is that all universities should open their doors for internship and should make arrangements for their students to be interned at other institutions if they cannot do it at their local institution. This should be the objective of every university in India. That is my personal opinion. And if they are not doing it, definitely we should take that up with them. But they should do it.
Thank you very much. I think it's well heard. Your Excellency, we have definitely reached the final question and answer session. Unless if you want to say your final word before we invite Vice President for the closing remark, please.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for your time to be with us this evening. It is not easy because sometimes things become difficult, especially because when we started, we were about we at some point it went up to 89, and now
It was around 90 something, 96
90,
actually.
yeah, but now it's at what, 48, 55, 55, I think.
Yes, students.
55, because probably some people are tired, or maybe they had the impression that the stipend would be available tomorrow, and they didn't hear that, so they got disinterested. But that is part of student life. Um, uh, my advice, final advice, would be take up your studies seriously, because the Gambia needs you, definitely. We need your various expertise. You are the lucky generation, the luckiest generation, for that matter, and you should seize that opportunity. And also, I would urge all of you not to be selfish. I always tell students, anytime I meet with a group of students, I tell them, don't be selfish. Work for your own good, but at the same time, look for the general good. I think that is important, because if all of us work for ourselves and don't consider our fellow citizens, our country is doomed. So look for yourself, look good. There's nothing wrong with that, but also look for your neighbor, right? What is good for you is also good for somebody else. But if you have the impression that everything should be good for me and nothing for anybody else, life doesn't go that way. Our country will never develop. I think these are the challenges in Africa. That is our problem from the beginning, and it is still our problem. You know, all this talk about corruption and all those stuff is because we always, all the time look for ourselves. Self-aggrandizement would not take a nation anywhere. We have to look for the general good all the time. You know, take up your studies, study well, like there's no tomorrow. But at the same time, don't be selfish. That is my advice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that I have a better word than that. We definitely appreciate your time. I will now call on our Vice President to give us the closing remarks, Excellency. And please, I urge, we need a group picture, please. The last session will be a group photo. So everyone should stay and then on your video. Please, Your Excellency, your Vice President, please. Mr. Mbo, the closing remarks.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum once again, and alhamdulillah for the successful webinar. Honorable, we are really grateful for having you with us, and also for sacrificing part of your valuable time, to serve, to attend to our invitation. Abdullah, thank you also for the wonderful moderation with your co-moderator, Sena. It was indeed a great job. So as we conclude our first monthly webinar on the topic role of youth in national development, with the esteemed presence of our able ambassador, Mr. Jawara, I would like to thank him for sacrificing part of his busy schedule to attend the webinar. Also, I would like to take a moment to reflect on the wealth of knowledge and inspiration we have received today. Indeed, a lot have been learned. Thank you, Honorable. Ambassador Jawara, your insights have been nothing short of enlightening, and we are incredibly thankful for your gracious participation. Your words have been illuminated the path have illuminated the path for us, the youth, as we strive to make meaningful contribution to our nation's development. Today's session serves as a testament to the power of dialogue and learning. It is a reminder that as young individuals, we have the potential to drive positive change, not only in our communities, but on a national scale. It is also a reminder that we are not alone in this endeavor. We have the guidance and support of remarkable individuals like Ambassador Jawara. Thank you so very much, sir, once again. As we move forward, let us carry the wisdom shared here today in our hearts and minds. Let it fuel our determination to actively participate in our nation's growth and development. I extend my gratitude to all of you for joining us in this insightful discussion. Special thanks also goes to all the staffs of the embassy and the PhD students in India. Your presence and engagement have made this webinar a success. Let this be the first of many more such sessions we come together, share knowledge, and strive to empower us, the youth, for betterment of our nation. Thank you, Mr. Jawara, for your wisdom and guidance. Thank you, everyone, for your participation. I look forward to our continued journey of learning and growth. Thank you all once again. Your Vice President, Ibrahim Mbo.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Urge everyone, please, to on your camera so we can have a group picture with His Excellency, please. Everyone on this.
I thought that we're going to have TDB.
TDB. No, we have already taken much of your time, so we definitely want to let you go. You have definitely done a lot for us. Please, let's all on our cameras so we can have the group photo, please. Please, please, please. Please. Are we all good to go? Cheers. Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. We really appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.